I just want people to truly understand that there's a person inside of you that's dying to come out and play the full game, the full level of life. And if you can live in a zone where you see it, you have a vision, God's giving you these freaking highlight reels every day of what your life could be like. They're real. They're real. The true level of a badass entrepreneur, just a badass person. They can see the invisible, they can see the impossible, and they can make it come true. It's gonna take work. It's gonna take work. It's gonna take confronting the work, doing it. But then it's gonna take being strategic, partnerships, getting around more people, shaking more hands, finding the skill sets and the mindsets and the habits that you're missing, and then attacking them viciously. And when you do that for years, can catch people if you just start working today, and stop fucking around with your potential. Like, why? Why are you playing with it? Why are you playing with it like you have another life?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You have to have some type of dog in you that wants to eat. I wasn't always this person. I fucking hated myself. I hated the way I sounded, I spoke, the conviction I had, the passion I had. Dude, I knew that there was something inside of me that was dying to play a bigger game. Yep. The only way that you get there, make no mistake about it, you can do whatever you want to do, but I know that the blueprint is everybody needs a good coach in life. Everybody needs somebody to apply some pressure on that ass and to move you from where you're at to where you want to go, because your ass is not going to do it by yourself. It's just the truth. The enemy of a great life is a good life. Yep. And I had a good life until I got around people that had a great life, and then it pissed me off. And then I'm like, I'm so capable of that, but why don't I have that? Well, I don't have that because of the choices I'm making, because of the information that I have in my brain, and because I'm a pussy. Everybody knows what their standard is. A lot of the times they just bullshit and lie to themselves on what it should be. Like, just draw a hard line in the sand. You know, what do you want to look like? What do you want to talk like? You know, what kind of discipline do you want to have in finances and your fitness and your relationships and all your stuff? And stop negotiating with yourself. A lot of people, it's hard for them to make little baby ass bullshit decisions. But a lot of people, they have the lower standard. They want to look good. They want to feel good. They want to wake up and feel good, but they run right to the soda pop over the water. They make all these little decisions over the day that stack up, and then you look up and you're lost, and you're wondering why you're depressed, or you're not feeling good, or you're not on fire. Well, it's because you haven't been living the standard, ultimately true, that you know you should live at. Now listen, my standards are really high, and when I'm living at them, I'm on fire, I feel good. I got the most important word in my life, which is called progress. I'm in progress. I'm freaking going towards that person. I'm hunting. I'm closing deals. I'm working out. I'm taking good care of my family. We're going on date nights with my girl. We're moving. If I'm outside of these little standards that I've set, and I go conform to the world's bullshit lies and standards, I feel it in my heart. What I've learned at 35 is I am now paying for the decisions at 21, 22, 23, making $400,000 or $500,000 a year, not understanding that the cost of being unhealthy versus then having to be 35 years old. If you're 23 and you're eating cheeseburgers and you do that for the next 10 years, well, now you're 35 and you have to unscrew all of those years. And your body can't ever really catch up to that, no matter really what you want to do. So everything has a future decision. Everything has a future cost. And you just have to decide what it's going to be. Think about all the little decisions. I personally believe if you take extreme ownership, like Jocko says, of everything in your life, there's probably a lot of decisions that led to you not being the man that you wanted. And then one day you woke up in a deep, dark hole, and you finally had enough, and you finally hit rock bottom. You finally hit something that was solid, and you said, oh, and then you woke up. So you did hate yourself, but along the journey you just thought, oh, it's just normal. But the problem is the compound effect. When you start stacking up this bullshit, you don't realize you're lost, and then a couple of weeks go by, or a couple of months, and you realize your heart's calloused, or you realize you have a darkness inside of you that you've been letting have life, that's living inside of you. And it might be 5% of your heart. Some of you guys that lead a team, it might be the fact that you just don't believe that your bottom of the 80% of your board can live up to your top 20%. You're a shitty leader. You're a shitty leader. You forgot what it feels like to be the leader that you once needed in your business, and now you're not believing in people? I thought you were a coach. I thought you were a leader. No, you're letting this darkness inside of you creep in because a couple people let you down. Okay, and you let yourself down, and you're no longer giving it all you got. So you got to give it all you got with your team, everybody around you, because when you do, the compound effect of that is what you see in the Elliott Group. There's a thing right now that's going on in the world. There's not a lot of figure it out people in the world. There's a lot of
negative people in the world. There's a lot of people that just don't solve problems in the world. There's a lot of people that just talk about the problems instead of talk about a solution. Listen, you gotta get results, people. Nobody wants to be around people that are stale. Nobody wants to be around people that are comfortable. Nobody wants to be around people that don't bring it, that don't figure out how to get a result. Listen, results aren't even that hard. I'll be honest with you. Here's why people don't get results. Because they don't want to work. They don't want to show up with that energy. They're caught up in their mindset, what they don't have versus what they do have, the creativity, the passion, the teamwork, man, serving people, man, thinking, man.
The magic that you're looking for is in the work that you guys aren't doing. That's it. So if I was going to beat anybody, the Achilles heel to the world right now is that most of you don't want to work. So if I wanted to beat you, all I would do is outwork you for a couple of years. And then it would start to get easier, but I would maintain my level of work ethic. I would out-self-develop you, and I would do everything that Andy's saying as far as proximity, coaching, investing in myself. And if you're a underdog coming for a Goliath, you have to know that they're going to have some weak points, or they have some things that they can't do, or they're going to slow down because they got money, they got a couple of things. They're going to play it safe.
Cash in the bank, they start playing it safe.
So all you have to do is just go psycho.
You start and you stop. You start and you stop. You start making the 100 calls that you told your manager. You start with the gratitude. You love your freaking business. You're fired up. You tell your manager, I'm going to do everything I can to push the needle. I'm coachable. And then 90 days in, you get entitled. You get ungrateful. Or you stop the diet and you go back to the starting line and you keep running this habitual cycle of bullshit every 90 days. It's like you have a cycle. Figure out your cycle, and right when you start to go back to the old you gotta have self-awareness, or even better, have a badass coach. Everybody needs a good coach in your life that can say, Jake, you're full of shit right now. I can see it in your eyes. Bro, you're not sticking to your standard. The eyes are the window of the soul. I can see in your eyes right now, Jake. Do you really want it? And I'm looking in your eyes right now, and you look like you're on fire, right? You look like you're ready to eat the camera off. Why is that? Because you're doing what you say you're gonna do, okay? When you weren't doing that, and you were addicted to all this, you were miserable and depressed and you hated yourself. It's the truth. You know when you're being a piece of shit. So that's what the standard is. Figure out when you know in your heart, and it's just the truth. So if I say this and it offends you, you know when you're being a piece of shit. So why don't you just write down the standards? Why don't you write down the perfect day when you're most on fire, when your customers are most on fire, when your team's most on fire, when you feel the most alive, when everything is going right in your life? That's your standard. And then live in it. And it should have a lot to do with fitness. It should have a lot to do with love. It should have a lot to do with passion, caring, intensity, God. It should have a lot to do with these things. Movement, sunlight, you know, the shit that makes people happy. 99% of people, they're not. They're just not doing the work. I go to bed, when I go to bed and I'm freaking fired up and I just had a good day and I did everything I could. When I put my head on the pillow and I lay down, or I go lay down to watch my favorite show on Netflix, I've earned it. I've earned it. I go to bed feeling good, not like a piece of shit like I used to. And I didn't live that way. I used to live the other way, where I would negotiate and I would say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, 30 more minutes on the snooze button. So I'm just opting into losing every day. Opt into losing, opt into losing. I'd get up, mosey around, get on Netflix, get on my email, get on my freaking social media, start scrolling, feel shitty about my life because other people are living a better life because I'm just watching their highlight reels and most of their shit's fake. And bro, just knock it off. Just knock it off. Go to war on your own mediocrity, on your own bad habits, and you know what they are. So you know what the standard is, but do you do it?
My question is, what are you gonna do about it? Well, do you really truly live this shit? Because we live this, man. You wanna talk about our families? Like, we got kids. We want these kids to see that no matter what level you go to, that there's always another level.
I think sometimes people see our energy, they're like, oh man, you guys are those energy guys. You're damn right we're those energy guys. We got a big belief, man. We got a big hope, man. We want to be somebody. A lot of people don't want to be somebody. This is what I tell my son. I say, when you get out there, man, some of them kids are going to be playing with baby energy. Some of them kids are just going to be playing just to play. We play to win in this family. We play to go out here and dominate. I tell my sales team the same thing. I say, hey guys, we're not here to fool around. We're here to change lives. We're here to go to the next level. We're here to be somebody. We're here to be the people that we got to be for our families. We're here because people are counting on us, dude. Is that going to take a lot of energy? You're damn right it's going to take a lot of energy. Are we capable of bringing that energy? You're damn right we're capable of bringing that energy. Are we going to bring that every day? Yes. Is it exhausting? Yes. But it's exhausting to have a bad business. It's exhausting to have a small paycheck. It's exhausting to have the wrong team. It's exhausting to have a lot of these things. So you know what we're going to do? We're gonna exhaust ourselves by bringing the best energy to our families, to our friends, to our communities, to our church, to everybody around us, because that's who God created us to be.
You're telling me that there's no higher power that put us together here right now, and there's probably one person on the other end of this camera that just had a breakthrough that's gonna go change somebody, that'll go change somebody, that'll go change somebody?
Yeah.
Bro, like, please tell me there's nothing, like, something's impossible.
Yeah.
Please tell me right now why you don't have the mind, the money, the body, the things you want when everything is available to you now online, but you take it for granted because you're in the information age. Because you're getting so much. Okay, so here's how you do it. Turn everything off for a minute.
Yeah.
Find a coach. Find somebody who's just been where you want to go. This is the hack. That's been where you want to go. That has a life that you see yourself having. Somebody that'll still reach back and help you out. This doesn't have to be a billionaire. This doesn't have to be a mega millionaire. This could be somebody who's maybe earning $200,000 in sales and you're a $50,000 earner and you just learn from them. Maybe they're in your business right now. They're knocking on doors. They're doing solar and they're selling, 8 installs a month and you're only doing 2. I would learn from that guy. I would learn everything he knows till I'm better than that person, and then I would go find another. But I wouldn't be moving on to multiple mentors.
Right.
Immerse yourself with one person. I immersed myself with Andy Elliott. When I did that, my whole life changed. And once all of these things started to shift, now things make sense. Now, this doesn't mean, I don't want anybody on the other end of this to think a guy like me who's talking the way I talk has it all figured out. Because I still go through shit every day. It's still a battle every day to go back to my old life, to my old comfort zone, to my old shit. And I gotta fight that thing every single day.
Yeah.
Like, you're never gonna stop fighting it. In fact, the bigger you get, the more problems you're gonna have, the more devils are coming for you, the more valuable you're gonna get to the devil. You start going out and speaking the truth, you start going out and trying to help other people, you're gonna have things come to attack you. Mm-hmm. And so you gotta develop this mindset like immediately. Yeah. And you gotta start to become really, like, let's just talk about being hard, not soft. Yeah. Some of you guys are soft. Yeah. You're soft by the way you look, you're soft by the way you sound, you're soft in the eye contact, you're soft in having the hard conversations with your wife, the team around you. You get pushed over, shit like that. Like, you're gonna have to become harder. Yes. You're gonna have to become more coachable. You're gonna have to become used to the truth. Yeah. Once you become that, if you want a big life and you understand that it's gonna take getting all of it correct so you don't wake up with just the art of achievement and not the art of fulfillment, like where you're not fulfilled but you're just achieved. Yeah. We've seen multi-millionaires, billionaires walking the lines and very, very truly unhappy because they've never figured out the art of fulfillment.
I know what you're capable of. I know if you're you're behind this camera, you decided that you wanted a better life, but you reach out, you're sitting in the shit, and you don't even have the courage to get out of it. You don't have a courage to make a decision. So I gotta be great at what I do to either knock your team into having new courage to go to the next level, because I know that I had that same moment as Andy where I made decisions when I was down, and it's what brought me up. But some of you're down and you just drive yourself lower. You just drive your team lower. If your team's getting your ass kicked right now, what would you do? You don't just continue on the same path. You make decisions. Oh, well, I don't have $5,000 in the bank. I can't invest $5,000. Okay, you'll never have the team. Oh, well, I don't have that. Okay, it's called figure it the fuck out mode. You figure it out, you make the investments. It's always gonna cost. Andy's favorite thing is more than you wanna pay, and you make those when it's hard. People are always saying the uncomfortable quotes online, and then they don't live by them. Living by them is when you don't have it, you still have to have it.
Self-reflect on yourself and like, what do you want? What do you want out of life? Like, actually know what you want. Like, what do you want? And it's gonna come down to you keeping your character and your intentions. I think a lot of the times the reason why we all got burned is because at times we weren't the best people.
God, we just pray today that everybody can break their weaknesses and, look in the mirror and just realize that you have made them to be great, and there's so much more inside of them. If they can enhance some new qualities and find some new information, they're praying that they lead into a positive community of people that believe in them. God, I just pray that every single day we find some new breakthroughs with you. We get closer to you. There's things that we know and that we can't figure out as human beings, and we don't need to figure out, that you're providing guidance to us in every way. All we need is the support. All we need is the love. God, I just pray that every day, we just get better as leaders, and I pray that our families get more healthy and that our lives are more clear, and we're walking a path of purpose and meaning and health and wealth and
every day we're looking at ourselves and we know we're getting some progress in our life. God, I just pray that all of our viewers get progress and they get more passionate and they get more intense. God, I know that if you even look around, you see that you respect people that are different and that want it and that truly want to become better. God, I just pray that every single person that hears our voice understands our heart and our intentions. And I just pray that every day you put more obstacles in their path that they can crush and build more self-esteem. God, I just pray that every single second we get better and better. And I pray that Andy continues to become the best leader in the world for us, and every day our families get better. God, thank you so much. Amen.